I think that these 4 games right now are locked for Game of the Year nominations. I realize that these 2 aren't out yet, but this list isn't based off of personal preference or what I think should be nominated. I'm basing this off of what I think will be nominated based on how the judges usually vote. And these 2 just have a strong track record, both with the studios that make them, the franchises, and the types of games that the Game Awards usually gravitate towards. Of the other games that have released this year, I think these 4 have the strongest potential to get in the last 2 slots. And of the games that are not yet out this year, I think these 4 games have the strongest potential of taking the last 2 slots. But for this video, I want to focus on these games right here, and if these end up being the strongest contenders for those last 2 slots, which ones I think have the strongest chance of getting in. First up, I'm removing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Nothing against the quality of the game whatsoever, I just think this game is a harder road to a nomination than a lot of the other games do. The way the nominations and then the eventual winners are picked is that the outlets that are picked to be on the nominee panel convene within themselves, vote within themselves, and then submit 1 vote for the entire outlet. And so like Game Informer collectively would get together, vote, and then submit their nominees. And so the problem for something like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is it is niche even within people who review games. Like even at an outlet like Game Informer or GameStop or IGN or whatever, the amount of people at the company who would have played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and be going out to bat for it is probably just a smaller percentage of people than something else that's also niche like an Expedition 33. That's something that probably everyone at the company pretty much would have played. So to me, I just think this game has a harder road to a nomination because there's going to be fewer people at each outlet advocating for it and trying to convince people why it's better than some of the other nominations. The next one I'm removing is Doom: The Dark Ages. Now, the last 2 Doom games were also nominated for Game of the Year in the years that they came out. Pretty much everyone at the outlet probably would have played this. It's gotten rave reviews. I don't know. I don't have a good reason for taking this out. I just think the other 2 are stronger contenders based off of the way I think they usually vote. So that means I think Split Fiction is a lock. It's coming off of It Takes Two, which was a GOTY winner. Granted, that year was a little bit weaker, but this game, by all accounts, is better overall. It just resonates really well with reviewers, and it also adds a little bit of variety having a multiplayer co-op game in the list. I just think a lot of reviewer outlets are probably going to nominate this one. And so that leaves Blueprints, which I also think will get a nomination. This is a true indie game. The Game Awards love putting like just a straight up indie game in the nominees. And this got rave reviews. I didn't like it nearly as much as a lot of people, but again, it's not based off of like my personal list. I just think that this is the type of thing they usually like to put in that like indie slot in the nominees. I'll do another video where I talk about the chances that these 4 games might have in getting in the last 2 slots. For now, what are your picks for Game of the Year, and what do you think will get nominated for Game of the Year? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, give me a follow.